Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a chilly one. It is cold in my house, but I just can't make myself turn on the heat. Just like I can't not wear flip-flops right now. I can't turn the heater on. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Good morning, Kelly. Oh, as we're logging on, the people who are here so far, do you feel ready for cool weather and fall and going into the other stuff? Mm-mm. Not me, not one iota. My son this morning was like, I'm so cold. I was like, just put on sweaters. Mommy's not ready to turn the heat on yet. We can turn the heat on in the car instead. I don't know. I don't know. Just not ready for the cold in the winter. How was everybody's weekend? How did that go for you? Did you have a good one? What did you do? Let me know. Where are you at? I had a great weekend. It was so awesome. I'm grateful. I have a heart full of gratitude on this Monday morning. So it's really going to be 26 today, Kel. See, dreams do come true. 26. I'm just going to look at the weather forecast. 26, 22 tomorrow. Going to be a relatively good week. I was in BC this weekend and it was quite rainy where I was, which was still fine because it's still way warmer. You can tell you're from Alberta when, the people in BC were putting on sweaters and cold and turning up their heat. And I'm there just chilling in my flip-flops. I was like, what? You guys, it's not that cold here. Go to Alberta. Then you'll experience what fall weather is really like. I'm in shorts. Good work, Kelly. I'm wearing my Megan Patrick t-shirt today to celebrate. I haven't seen it yet because I was traveling last night, but the Canadian Country Music Awards was on television. And from what I've seen, for the most part, I don't know if you watched it or not, but most of the stuff I've seen on Twitter and Facebook this morning has been really positive. Fans really enjoyed the show, thought it was one of the best ones they'd ever seen. I'm not sure if that helps the live show element, if everybody loves the pre-recorded version, but we'll see what happens for 2021. The CCMA announced that we will be headed to London, Ontario for 2021's Country Music Week. So we will see how that goes. But I don't know. Did you catch the show? If you're not a country music fan, you probably didn't, and that's okay. And it looked like it was a good night. My good friend Tennille from Northern Alberta, from Grand Prairie, walked away with Female Artist of the Year. That's kind of the only one I saw. But I think that was expected. We talked about that on a past coffee chat. Hi, Aunt Gail. So yeah, outside of that, what's the scuttlebutt of this Monday morning? What can you tell me? Big thank you again to Ross Eady for being our Fun Friday guest on Friday. We had a great time. I didn't have Wi-Fi over Saturday and Sunday, so I missed you on the weekend, but it was a good one. Just hanging with the fam jam. Hi, Cheryl. So I feel kind of out of the loop, not having any Wi-Fi for a couple of days. So I'm just circling back in. So what do you think? How things go? I don't know what's happening on my computer screen right now. Fill me in on your life. I'm still quite fired up, as I titled this live, Who's In for the Kindness Revolution. I'm still extremely fired up by that. And being out and about on the weekend, I think it doesn't matter where you are, there still needs to be We got to bring smiles back for one. That's where it's got to start. Mask or no mask, you got to be smiling in there. And really want to start this kindness revolution. So some people have started to post. I put a post up on the weekend when I didn't have Wi-Fi about, who's in, where you get, what community are you going to do it from? What ideas do you have for that? And so I really want to launch that this week. I don't know, maybe it's something we do for October. And I know that there's I'm going to go do a little research. There's a great website that I used to check out in the past that put out these really cool calendars of things that they would do based around kindness. I can't think of the name of it now to save my soul, but I'm going to go find that, and maybe it'll give us something that we could do, and we can really look to spread that kindness and create that kindness revolution through the month of October. I think that would be really, really good. Kelly comments that she's looking forward to the Hospital Foundation event on Friday, and I think that's going to be a super cool way that we're going to kick off October in our community. We are having a drive-in concert. And what's nice about it is we have the opportunity to get together, but safely in our cars, and watch music from George Canyon and Aaron Pritchett. They're both going to be in town live at this event. The 8:00 show has officially sold out. So there's 6:00 and 10:00 left, few tickets of each. So I'm hoping you're going to get yours this week. If you're in Calgary, if you watch from Calgary or anywhere in Southern Alberta, this is going to be worth the drive. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun because we get to double the funness, if that makes sense. It's going to be 2 screens, 2 performers. So great. So I am with you, Kelly. It is going to be there. Jay's going to be there. Good. I'm excited about that, Jay. It's going to be a fun Friday. And this will be possibly, I think, the only event that I will get to MC this year. Okay, that's not true in that I did do some in January and February. February, of course, being the Alberta Ag Society's convention, which is one of my favorite weekends. But outside of that, this is the only event I've got to MC since COVID hit. And if you know me, you know how much I love to do that. And the Hospital Foundation is an event that I do every year, have for several years in a row now. It's one of my faves also, and I cannot wait. I will see you from a distance in your cars, but I will be on the stage waving to you and greeting you and looking forward to introducing 2 of my friends to you to have some fun concert fun. That's many times as I can say fun in a sentence. I don't know. What else? What else is going on? I mean, we're headed into the end of the month, beginning of another. That's always a really interesting transition time in people. It's nice to have a new month. I don't know about you, but I have really felt like did September go? Right. Like time is going by so fast, but perhaps when we're in the midst of a pandemic-like situation, we want the time to go by a little bit quicker. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those, would that be an oxymoron, right? That time, like everything slows down, but we want it to go quicker. I feel like that could be an interestingly deep conversation. I don't know. It's Monday. There's no need to go deep on a Monday. I mean, I didn't even do my hair. It's just that kind of Monday. But I made it to Tim Hortons. So it's a good kind of Monday. London fog to start the day. It's just good. What else is on your mind? Would love to hear more from you if you're in for the kindness revolution and what you would want to do. I'm going to, like I said before, I'm going to create some cool things that we can share on our social media. And I hope that you will join me in propelling that forward and just really covering social media with positivity and positive messaging. And I would like to, on my Facebook page, I'm definitely going to dedicate the month of October to that. And I'm really looking forward to kickstarting what that can look like and have some fun. And I want to brainstorm with you on how we can how we can bring community back. How do we bring the connection back when all of this is happening, right? Where we were advised to socially distance, whereas really at the end of the day, we should be physically distanced. But socially, I don't think we can lose that piece. And I think we are. And I think that it's going to have, I really like, I'm not a doomsayer, I'm not a fearmonger, but I think it's going to have some pretty detrimental effects on community. So I want to know, how do we bring that back together? And I'm really excited that I get to be one of the, I'll probably talk more about this as it goes, as I get more information, but I get to work with one of my favorite people who was one of our Fun Friday guests early on in COVID, and I'm going to get her back on to chat with us. Her name is Deb Maxwell she works for the town of Cochrane. And I love this woman. She is energetic. She is spirited. She is fantastic and worked really hard through COVID to really ignite and connect community when everybody was kind of freaking out. And her and I have been selected to present at a conference later this month, or later in October, about connecting community through COVID. And unfortunately, we won't get to be in Jasper to present live like we would have been, because that would have been really freaking cool. But we are going to be live online. And so once I get the email, or the details, sorry, with how you could come and join us for that, you'll be able to connect into this conference also. And then you can hang out with Deb and I as we share ways to connect in community. So over the next little bit, I want to hear a bit from you on how you think we could have better connection in community, and how do we bring community back in a safe way that follows COVID regulations, that still allows us to be the leading our own ways, community-driven citizens that we've always been, and still keep all of that together. So what does that look like for you? I know I have lots of ideas, good, bad, or otherwise. They're just rolling around in my head, but I really would love to hear what some of your thoughts are. And especially because we're super blessed with this coffee club, that we've got people that watch from all across Canada, the US, North America, into other countries, Australia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia. Like we are all over the place in this coffee club, which I'm so grateful for. So I want to hear from everybody from all of these different places of what that looks like, because community can be different, especially culturally in different places. And so what is that looking like where you are? What ideas do you have to connect community through this? And what could we be doing better? I mean, I think it would be easy for us to list, right? Just human nature. It'd be easiest for list all the things that coulda, shoulda, woulda been done. But instead, let's just focus on what we will do. What do we have control over right now? And what can we do with that moving forward? How do we finish out 2020? Because we're going into the last third of this year. How do we finish this year strongly? In that, if you were thinking about it from a business perspective, right? In your last quarter, how do you give her hard to finish out that quarter strong? And so when it comes to us as peoples and community and connection and our souls and our working together as humankind, how do we finish this year strong? Because I know at the end of the year, everybody's going to be like, peace 2020, where they're going to give 2020 the middle finger. And I get it. I think that, you see those posts every year, because not everybody has an awesome year every year. I think a lot of us were like, 2019, you sucked. Ugh. And then we went into 2020 and we were like, oh, actually, you know what? 2019, you weren't so bad. But I don't want to go into 2021 being like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? So let's find a way to, as we have all along, we've found ways to love what's happened through 2020. Not always easy. It's like the life rule of loving those that don't love you back is the hardest challenge, right? Or loving those who need love the most, like the people who are just a-holes or whatever that looks like, and shining love on people like that is really, really difficult. So if we look at 2020 as the a-hole who's whatever. How are we loving back on 2020 in a way that lets us leave it behind in a space of gratitude? Not totally easy, but you guys, I think we can do this. I think we can find a way if we start this kindness revolution and we start to bring community back and we start to try to connect through this last 3 months, because they're weird ones. I mean, we're going into that weird phase again where half the conversations about second wave and half isn't, and half are just frustrated and half have given up. And there's people who are really struggling and suffering and they're getting left in the dust. And how do we do this? How do we do this? Really? And realistically, I mean, I could come on and like Hallmark rainbow glitter butt all over the place. But realistically, how do we make that happen? Because I think we can. I really, really do. I just know that I don't know everything. I know like this much. And I need all of you to fill in the rest of it so we can know this much and we can work on this together. So Wilma comments, this is interesting this morning because I have lots of friends here in Montana that don't do Facebook. So they're really, really lonely. And I've struggled to reach out to them because they're afraid of COVID. So you can't go visit them. And I've actually been sending flowers online to their house. But this will be interesting to see what we can do to reach out. 100% love this piece. I'll peek over it just so that you can see what Wilma is saying. Because we are using social media right now to connect and to have that connection point together, but not everybody has that. So I like that you bring up this point, Wilma, in our kindness revolution. How do we add elements to those who aren't online? We're going to start this revolution through the gift that we have of being online together. But our jobs as people will be to fan that out into our communities in a number of facets. So what does that look like? And again, Wilma brings up a great point in what about the people who are afraid? Because we don't judge them. We don't frown upon them. We got to love them through their fear also. And how do we share that energy together, right? If I'm dropping off something on your doorstep, how do I leave some positive energy behind for you not to be afraid or not to be fearful to open the door to grab that gift? What does that look like? Yes, Ross, please. Late to the party. Watch the repost because I would love to hear some of your thoughts on this, my friend, that we've talked about. And so that's what the thoughts look like today. So if you're with us live, and yet it's starting to, I'm hoping, get the hamster going on the wheel for you today. Continue that conversation in the comments, please. If you don't want to post it there, please send me a DM and let's continue this conversation of how we kickstart and what that can look like on all the different facets. Thank you, Wilma, for bringing up some additional points. And what else does that look like? So please, if you are catching this video later and not live, please join this conversation again in the comments of if you're in for a kindness revolution, what does that look like for you? What community are you going to do that in? How do we reach out to the people who aren't online? How do we really show love? And how do we bring community back and start connecting in with one another and finishing out 2020 stronger than, because we kind of flailed here in the middle, right? But that's what change looks like, right? There's that great quote. I can't remember who, and I don't remember all of the pieces. I'm going to mess this up. This is why I don't tell jokes and I don't do quotes, is because I don't memorize things well enough. But it basically talks about how change is hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, beautiful at the end. That quote concept. That's what this looks like. So, I mean, not that our change is going to end at the end of 2020. Change is an ever-evolving piece. But how do we finish out 2020 in a much better place mentally than we have been over the last 7 months? That's my thoughts for you today. Thank you for being a part of Coffee. Cheers to you. You are incredible and awesome and loving and beautiful. Our world is so blessed to have you. And I look forward to hearing more from you as we kickstart this kindness revolution to start on, what is that? Thursday is October the 1st. Pardon me. You can start today by all means, but we're going to get ready and go gangbusters October 1st. So keep those ideas coming. We're going to compile them and continue to share them together as we move forward. And I'm looking forward to October being the kindest, most beautiful connecting month we have ever had, my friends. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Have a good day.